Channel 7 and 103.7 WTIB present Talk of the Town with Henry Hinton. News, sports, and community information and everything that's going on around town. Now, with Talk of the Town, here's your host, Henry Hinton.
Okay, what day is it?
Hump day.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It is hump. You guys do that so well. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. It's 4 minutes after 8 o'clock. It is Wednesday morning. Today is March 19th. Good to be back with you. Great conversation with the governor. Very candid answers, I thought, this morning.
Yeah, I agree.
A little feisty, which I don't blame him. This grand jury's got him a little upset, and, Rachel Maddow just went off on him earlier this week. They're accusing him of this coal ash bill. It's almost like McCrory went out there and cut the pipe himself. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. But it's just like I mentioned this letter to the editor this morning. Politics suck. Can you understand why nobody would? I mean, you talk about me running for office. I would never run for office.
You lose any way you go.
Oh, exactly. Billy Weaver is here. Good morning, Billy.
Good morning.
The PA announcer from last night's East Carolina CIT CIT first round game with Wright State. We lost it, but season's over. It was a good season.
Had a lot of fun doing that. Wouldn't want to take over Jeff Diamond's job.
Jeff does a nice job.
He does a wonderful job, but
Jeff
I do
does a good
love
job.
filling in for him.
I was
when
amazed at how well you did, and not that it would surprise me that you do well, but I just enjoyed your work last night.
Thank you. That's awesome. That means a lot.
Let's see, what was I going to mention? McGee is here. I've got that. McGee's here.
Hanging off to the side.
How are you, McGee?
I'm well.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Is this the morning you have to leave early?
I do have to leave early. Yep.
So does that mean Weaver's going to do the sports, so we need to do the sports early, or what?
I don't mind.
Weaver can do some sports.
I know he can.
Yeah.
That's his forte.
This hour we're going to get away from politics a little bit. Have you ever wanted to learn how to sail? I've always kind of had a little thing about that.
I don't understand it, and I think that's my problem. I've always wanted to be able to sail. As a matter of fact, one of my best friends.
You don't understand the wind currents, right? That's
right.
what I've always
And I don't understand how you can sail into the wind and go forward and not be pushed. I don't get it. The tacking and all that. I would love to learn, but I
had a friend who had a Hobie cat when I was in college, and we used to go down on the river, and boy, he'd hang off the side on that little diaper and all that, and he could really get it done. And that was a lot of fun. Yeah. But man, I've never. Sailing is a science, and you have to learn.
It is.
There is a new sailing school in Washington, North Carolina, and I believe it's part of the city's Parks and Recreation program.
Yeah, they're doing a good job down there in Washington. I know Beth Bird with the Harbor District down there, and Mac Hodges, the mayor. They're helping me out with my upcoming Paddle for Kids event where I'm actually going to paddle down the Tar River on my paddleboard. See, I'm a little better with that than anything with wind and sailing, yeah. But I'm going to be paddling from Greenville Town Common down 22 miles down the Tar River and ending up.
You're into
Washington.
that paddleboard now, aren't you?
Yeah, man. You want to get in shape?
Oh, I know. My daughter-in-law has.
If you want to get in shape, man, that's the
way
to do it.
My daughter-in-law started that paddleboarding 2 summers ago as well, and it's beyond my capabilities.
It's really.
You're going to actually do that 22 miles from Greenville to Washington.
Yep, we're doing it to raise money for Children's Miracle Network.
Good for you. When is that?
May 10th.
Maybe we'll go out and do a live remote.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We're gonna have a band.
Let's go live now to Weaver on the paddleboard. Well, there's a snake in the Tar River.
We're gonna have a band in Washington and a after party if you guys want to come out.
How long will that take you to paddleboard from Greenville to Washington?
About 6 hours.
It will.
Yeah.
Can you pick it up a little bit? That's down. You'll be going with the stream, right?
Yeah. We thought about going from Washington and ending up in Greenville because it's
negative.
Negative. Just because Vidant Medical's here but that's going upstream. That doesn't work.
Doesn't that change? Sometimes does it always go? I guess it always goes down toward Washington, right?
Yeah.
Because it's going down to the big river.
Yeah. Everything opens up.
I'm trying to remember though. When I was in college, I lived down at Tar River Estates, like many ECU students, and my roommate and I bought one of these big inner tubes. I mean, we bought one of those really nice inner tubes you could get like 3 or 4 people in.
Right.
And I do remember putting it in the river and going into the other direction.
Really?
So you might want to check the currents.
Might want to check the currents, huh? Yeah.
I think I'm right about that. I don't know. It seems to me there was a lot of beer involved that day.
Yeah. So you really didn't know what direction you were going in, did you?
It was in my younger, foolish days.
Details are hazy at this point.
Details are a little
No, I really
sketchy.
believe we put it in at Tar River Estates and ended up taking it out maybe down around the town common somewhere. It was about a 3-minute float.
3 minutes.
No, actually, we went all the way down past like the hospital and stuff.
Wow.
In fact, we got to the point we were like, how are we going to get back? It was days before cell phones, too, man. You couldn't call anybody. I can't remember what happened. Surprised we actually lived through all that. 9 minutes. 9 minutes after 8. Let's see. Anyway, the Washington Sailing School is going to be here this morning to talk about their upcoming classes. So
Well, that's awesome.
yeah. So if you're
Sweet
interested,
deal.
if you've ever wanted to learn how to sail, this morning we've got some information for you on how to sail. Good to have everybody with us this morning. By the way, just looking through GreenvilleHeadlines.com, our new website. If you haven't visited Greenville Headlines yet, you need to do that. Good story this morning. You know, the hot story, of course, in town, not only the East Carolina basketball game, which we have a recap of last night's game on there and the end of the season for the Pirate basketball team, and a preview of tonight's women's game, because the women play in the WNIT tonight at George Washington in Washington, D.C. But the other top story on GreenvilleHeadlines.com this morning is the story about last night's Greenville Planning and Zoning Commission. And sure enough, the Planning and Zoning Commission last night took up the 4 unrelated living situation where you can, they changed the rule last year to have 4 unrelated college kids living in one of the homes in the Truna neighborhood. And last night, the Planning and Zoning Commission voted 5-3 to undo that and go back to 3 unrelated. Now, I noticed in the Daily Reflector this morning, they quote the they quote the ECU student body president, Michael King, but Michael King is not the student body president. So I don't know who Michael King is. Maybe he's the incoming president. The current SGA president is Tim Swan. And so, but apparently the students were out there last night and did not, they tried to convince the planning and zoning. But you have to remember now, when you're, again, and Calvin Mercer, I love Calvin, but Calvin made this comment in our summit last week, and we have, when I said he called this a very unpopular rule, and when I said, well, in that neighborhood, and his response to that was, well, the Daily Reflector editorial, the Planning and Zoning Commission, but you have to look at who was appointed by who. On that, you remember, the Planning and Zoning Commission is appointed by city council members. And in fairness, most of the people on that board were appointed, I think, by Calvin Mercer. And so they're going to carry his agenda through. So, I'll say the same thing that I've been saying from the beginning. I see both sides of this issue. I do not have a dog in the fight. I don't have, to my knowledge, I know people on both sides. I have friends that have fought very hard to change this back to 3. We've had an on-air debate between Marion Blackburn and Jim Blunt, which, by the way, will be posted later today. Since this issue's come back up, we're going to put that debate, if you haven't seen that, back on GreenvilleHeadlines.com. I have friends that own homes in there, but I own no home. I have no financial interest in this. But here's the question that I continue to ask. What's the rush? Why are we rushing to change this back? This city council just took over. This rule was changed. It was voted to change in 2012, and I think it was contentious because it got personal between people like the mayor and Calvin Mercer. I think there were some harsh words exchanged. There were some things that really were unbecoming, I think, to the city and the city council and the way this was dealt with. And so now, there were a lot of people that campaigned on this. We got it changed. I do understand that elections have consequences, and that if the current city council wants to change something, they can. But here's my question: isn't the greater good of the community served to let this go another year or so and then study the data and see what the realities of it are? Because if you go back to 3 unrelated and take the 4 unrelated out, number one, these business people, these landlords that have invested into that community, they're going to go somewhere else. They've got property that's going to deteriorate. Who's going to live in there if we don't have college students living in there? Who's going to live in there? Section 8 housing is going to move in there. If you drive through that neighborhood, and I would encourage you to do it if you haven't done it. If you live in Greenville, again, you probably, like most of us, you don't drive through there. And the reason for it, the city council spends all their time talking about this neighborhood, but the truth of the matter is the average Greenvillian doesn't even go into that neighborhood. Drive through that neighborhood. You'll see some beautiful homes. You'll see some very historic looking and kind of Gothic looking homes. You'll see homes that have been upgraded, I think, by some of these landlords that want to attract students. Look, students aren't going to live in a dump. They got options now. They can go out to one of these amusement park apartment complexes. They don't have to live in a dump. And you'll see some progress, it seems to me, being made. What you'll also see, though, is you'll see some students that are parking on the grass, which is what drives a lot of people crazy. There's probably a lot of parties over there at night. That's what happens with college students. But here's the other thing that you'll see. You'll see another negative element creeping into that neighborhood. Another negative element. And what ends up happening is the more of that negative element that we get in that neighborhood, the more crime there's going to be in that neighborhood. And that is the neighborhood right next to our university. So, again, I have no dog in the fight. I don't know how the statistics would turn out. It might turn out that we see no change in the statistics. We see no change in the crime. We see no change in the litter. And we see no change in the parking and in all of the code enforcement issues that we keep hearing about. But why not wait and see? Give it another year and let's look at the data. Rather, changing this right now, and the vote by the Planning and Zoning Commission last night, and it's going to go back to the Greenville City Council in April, and they'll probably pass it. And I would appeal to people like Dr. Rick Croskery, who is one of the new city council people. You know that Rick Smiley is going to vote to go back to 3 unrelated. You know that Marion Blackburn's going to vote. You know that Calvin Mercer's going to vote. They campaigned on it. But Dr. Croskery, some of the other city council people, look at this closely. What's the rush? Don't be part of a political cabal just as political payback to get back at somebody. That's my whole thing. Again, I think, I might even come out and say a year from now that this is a bad idea. We need to go back to 3 unrelated. But right now, I don't know, and neither do you, because we don't have enough data to even show whether or not that's the case or not. So, again, this is not just going on in Greenville. This is a discussion being had in other neighborhoods, especially university towns across the country. Chapel Hill is wrestling with it right now. There are people in Chapel Hill advocating to go to 6 people unrelated in a home. Is that extreme? Well, you look at that and go, it's a college town. Where are the students going to live? The students want to live in walking distance of the campus. What's wrong with that? I also do understand that, there's comments in here from the president of the Truna Association. I just worry that, we all have to be careful. We talked about this at the summit last week. There are 50,000 college students in this community. 50,000. That is the economy of this community. That's what drives us forward. That's why our economy is zooming when other economies in eastern North Carolina, east of I-95, are failing and people are losing population. Let's be nice to the students. Let's not shoot the golden goose, right?
Yeah, you never bite the hand that feeds you.
I'm telling you. And so those are just my comments today. Again, if you want to read what happened at the city council at the planning and zoning last night, there's a story up right now on our new website, greenvilleheadlines.com. Remember, you'll always get the news, and it's always free. No paywall, no subscription necessary, greenvilleheadlines.com. All right, 18 minutes after 8. I didn't really mean to get on my soapbox there, but I kind of did, didn't I, a little bit?
Yeah, well,
I want to get a break. I want to ask you first, Weaver, though, because we were talking about this during the break, and I thought this was a good conversation to have on the air. You made a comment about the missing airliner.
It baffles me. It really does. I've got a cell phone right here, and I could probably be tracked anywhere. Put my GPS on, I can be tracked anywhere in the world. I can be found. I don't understand how you lose 239 passengers
I hadn't
aboard.
thought about that. Why aren't they pinging the cell phone?
I don't know.
That's
Everybody on that plane has a cell phone.
Police can ping a cell phone.
Absolutely.
Now, the one thing I will say is keep in mind, you have to turn your cell phone off. But I think if you don't take your battery out of the cell phone, they can still ping it, right?
If it's on airplane mode, because I always have my phone on airplane mode.
Yeah, that's what I do too, yeah.
And I don't shut mine down anymore. I put it on airplane mode. I don't know how that works, and who knows that all those cell phones, those people, God forbid, they could be under a mile of water right now, and that's sad to think about. But you got to think about those, the families of those 239 missing people right now and what they're going through, and just not knowing anything. The plane has just been wiped off the face of the earth, and it's just baffling to me.
I have some information for you that you'll want to know about your paddling experience from Greenville to Washington, your paddleboard. Tony Cannon, the general manager of Greenville Utilities, has just texted me and said the Tar River is influenced by the lunar tide cycle under low flow conditions. So during high tide, it flows backwards.
Somebody had told me that, but I wasn't.
You better check the tide chart before you do this, man.
Well, then ask him to let me know what May 10th is going to be like.
You need to contact.
Because we may have to turn this thing around.
You need to contact Greenville Utilities and find out what the tides are going to be. You need to look at the moon and see if we're going to have a. Well, I guess the lunar tide cycle. Yeah, but I mean that information is probably already available, right? I mean, you can look at the tide charts for down the road. So if it's high tide, if it's going no, you got to see what I don't know what he means by lunar tide cycle. You better contact. Wouldn't Engelbrecht be able to explain this to you? I don't know.
Yeah,
he's right there.
I was worried about the rain before. Because obviously the river swells when we have a lot of rain, and the wind and things like that. But I didn't know if the Tar River flowed back that way.
Yeah. I got another text from Jim Blunt, by the way, saying that this kid, Mike King, is the incoming SGA president. So I was right. Daily Reflector this morning referred to him as the SGA president. He is not the student body president. Tim Swan is still the student body president. So I guess Mike King is the guy that just won the election, and he was the guy that spoke to the planning and zoning last night. And finally, a reminder from Terry Williams tonight is Greenville Grit Night. Tonight, 6:30, we'll have the Greenville Grit for you, and they are going to be taught. Mike Overton, who I saw at the ball game last night, Michael Overton, and Terry Williams tonight, 6:30 to 7 here on 103.7 and Cable 7. They're going to be talking about the four unrelated and upcoming council meeting. Dennis Mitchell is going to be on. And also tonight, they got another special guest, Thomas Taft. That's Thomas Taft. Of course, his dad was with us at the summit last week, and Thomas is very involved in all the development. A lot of really good development going on by the Taft family right now in Greenville, especially that downtown Greenville event, the project that Tom Taft and Jim Ward are doing together. And
it's coming along great.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
It is. It's very
at downtown
absolutely.
All right, 22 after. Billy Weaver has news headlines next. We'll be right back.
Business today. Stalling Storage is the only local company providing mobile storage units 8x15 or 8x10 delivered to your site. If you are remodeling your home or office or need to store merchandise and inventory at your business, you need to call Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage. We deliver, pick up, and store it for you. It's that easy, and there's no need to send your business out of town when your mobile storage needs can be met right here with people you know. Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage is located in Pitt County on Beast Oaks Road. It's a well-secured facility with a living manager. Fixed units range from 5 feet by 10 feet to 40 feet by 40 feet. We store boats, cars, anything you need. We are pirate supporting pirates. Call Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage today at 321-2300. That's 321-2300.
It's the #1 for everyone sales event going on now at Greenville Toyota. You've heard of 20% off at the mall and the big retail discount stores, but never before on Toyotas. Greenville Toyota announces up to 20% off MSRP on a huge selection of brand new Toyotas. Plus, get 0% financing on 9 new Toyota models, all with the Greenville Toyota Advantage. And we need your trade, so we'll pay you up to 120% of book value, guaranteed. Don't miss the #1 for everyone sales event with new Toyotas up to 20% off MSRP this month at Greenville Toyota.
Unlock the best life has to offer for generations to come. Introducing the Legacy membership exclusively at Ironwood Golf and Country Club. As a Legacy member, you'll not only enjoy all the benefits of an active, family-friendly lifestyle, your children and grandchildren will enjoy membership status as well. Belonging to Ironwood is remarkable. Sharing it with your entire family is even better. Become a Legacy member today, only at Ironwood Golf and Country Club. Golf at its finest, life at its fullest.
Sorry.
Oh, hey, and check out that new look from Pepsi.
I don't know why, but today I feel a little bit different. Oh, I feel like I woke up this morning and I can change the world. I can change the world. I guess it's true, yeah.
At the law firm of Hardy & Hardy, we don't simply take cases. We take your case personally.
I've been in several car accidents, and each time I've turned to Hardy & Hardy for help. They are honest, hardworking, and dependable. I've been satisfied with the conclusion of each case, and I would recommend Wayne and Charles Hardy to my family and friends.
You matter to us.
Protecting the rights of the seriously injured.
All right, Talk of the Town here on Wednesday morning. Good to have you with us. 26 minutes after 8 o'clock. Getting some response on social media about my comments about the 4 unrelated. Ryan writes, how about 3 bedrooms, 3 people, 4 bedrooms, 4 people? Well, Ryan, that is the current rule. The problem is when the city council accepts this planning and zoning recommendation from last night, it's going to be 3 bedrooms, 3 people, 4 bedrooms, 3 people. So you're going to have, and here's the thing, if you've got a 4-bedroom house, that's going to cost the students more money, or the landlords will have to drop the rent to accommodate 3 people to be competitive, and they just aren't going to be able to lease the house. I mean, that's what I think, but again, maybe there's something about this I'm missing. Seems like some antagonistic politics going on to me. 27 minutes after 8. Let's check Billy Weaver right now. Billy's here with our latest news headlines, and he has news of that planning and zoning decision last night. Here's our WITN News Update this morning with Billy Weaver. Good morning, Billy.
Good morning, Henry. Thanks a lot. It's currently 8:27, 37 degrees here in Greenville. And yeah, Henry, we've been talking about this all morning. Less than a year and a half after it was implemented, a rule on how many unrelated people can live in the same home is up for another vote. Greenville's 4 unrelated rule was approved by City Council back in October of 2012, but last night the Zoning and Planning Commission voted 5-3, recommending Council remove it and go back to the 3 unrelated rule. Those opposed to the rule say it was put in place a little too quickly. It could increase crime in the neighborhood, and they want more owner-occupied homes instead of rentals. Those in favor include the incoming ECU Student Body President Michael King, who says the rule needs more time. Now, the commission also voted 5-4, recommending that City Council remove the overlay district status for the university neighborhood from its zoning map, which borders inside Cotanche, 5th, Elm, and 1st Streets. City Council will vote in April, to make a final decision on each recommendation. We're watching for the sentencing today at Fort Bragg of Brigadier General Jeffrey Sinclair. A dispute over a letter came up on Tuesday at his sentencing hearing. Sinclair's wife wrote the letter to the judge offering an unsworn impact statement. Prosecutors don't want it read in court. Sinclair pleaded guilty to adultery and mistreating a subordinate who accused him of sexual assault. Those sexual assault charges were dropped as part of a plea deal. Should federal charges be filed against Duke Energy for its coal ash spill into the Dan River in Eden? Well, that's what a federal grand jury is considering. Residents are being told to avoid contact with the water and not to eat the fish after the spill last month. Environmental groups claim Duke Energy has a cozy relationship with state regulators and lawmakers. Environmentalists demonstrated outside of court on Tuesday. Duke Energy says it's cooperating with the investigation. Attorney General Roy Cooper is paying a visit to Eastern North Carolina to help kick off the annual Stop RX drug abuse competition. The contest is aimed at warning people about the dangers of prescription drug abuse. Cooper will visit North Pitt High School in Bethel. Any student wanting to participate participate by submitting a PSA for teen prescription drug abuse by April 15th. The event begins today at 10 a.m. at North Pitt High School in the auditorium. And music fans will want to listen to this story. Hip-hop radio legend Jay Smooth will visit ECU today. Smooth is the host of New York City's longest-running hip-hop radio show, The Underground Railroad. He also created the video blog The Three Doctrine, offering contemporary observation on social topics, including race, politics, music, and pop culture. His visit is part of ECU's Talking Across Difference series. The event will be at Hendricks Theater at 6 p.m. It is currently 8:30 a.m., 37 degrees in Greenville. I'm Billy Weaver, and that's a look at your WITN news headlines.
All right, very good. Thank you, Weaver. And let's get our sports. Well, let's actually get our weather update first. Here's McGee with our weather.
Cloudy this morning, then giving way to a few clouds for the afternoon. Slight chance of rain, about 20% for today. Could see some sunshine late in the day. Otherwise, partly cloudy as we get into the evening hours. Lows in the mid-40s for tonight. But sunshine back in the forecast for your Thursday with a high of 66 degrees. Should be a great day tomorrow. Mostly clear skies for Thursday night. Lows in the upper 30s. And the same thing for Friday's sunshine with highs in the upper 60s and lows in the mid-40s.
All right, very good. Our news and weather this hour, a service of Homer Tire and the Homer Tire Real Estate Team. If you're needing to sell your home, you got to list it with a real estate agent, and here's a number that you will want to jot down, 758-HOME, 758-4663. That's the number for Homer Tire. The Homer Tire Real Estate Team is selling more homes than anybody in Greenville, and the reason for it is all the things they do that no other real estate agent will do. You should go to our watch the new video that we have for Homer on GreenvilleHeadlines.com, one of our sponsors on the website, our new website. And he'll tell you, if he can't sell the home for the price and by the deadline you need it sold, he'll buy it from you himself. In fact, in the video that we just shot and is currently on GreenvilleHeadlines.com, Homer talks about a home that he just bought from a doctor that had to leave town. They had it on the market for 6 weeks. It didn't sell. Homer bought the home from him. That's the Homer Tire Guarantee. And, of course, you can fire Homer at any time and pay him nothing. Call Homer Tire, 758-HOME, or visit him online, GuaranteedSellNC.com. GuaranteedSellNC.com, Homer Tire. Hey, tomorrow I'm excited. We got a great interview tomorrow. This gentleman who's an ECU professor, Tom Amon. I've actually known Dr. Amon.
He was one of my professors.
Did you have Dr. Amon?
I did.
He's written this great book about North Carolina politics called The Making of a Southern Democracy. Subtitle, North Carolina Politics from Carr Scott to Pat McCrory. Tom Amon live here tomorrow morning talking about his new book that's really getting great response across the state of North Carolina. And he's got a book signing tomorrow night, I believe, at a wine tasting at Jefferson's on Thursday night. So you want to tune in tomorrow morning about this time for Tom Amon, who's going to be here talking about his new politics book. All right, we're going to come back. Sports coming up. And then if you've ever wanted to learn how to sail, we got the guys from the Washington Sailing School here this morning. Going to tell you about how you can get sailing lessons. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Truck Month at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lease the new 2014 Ram 1500 for just $199 a month. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep across from the Cracker Barrel in Greenville.
Many people in eastern North Carolina suffer from diabetes. The question is, can the disease be managed before it causes harm? Are there lifestyle changes that can help prevent it in the first place? And can a health system really make a difference? At Vidant Health, we are empowering people with tools and resources to detect and manage chronic disease. Can diabetes education and management help members of your family lead healthier lives? The answer is definitely yes.
Track from Out of Sight.
Sorry.
Oh, hey, and check out that new look from Pepsi.
I don't know why, but today I feel a little bit different. I feel like I woke up this morning and I can change the world. I can change the world. I guess it's true, yeah.
Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage Company will deliver a storage unit to your home or business today. Stallings Storage is the only local company providing mobile storage units 8x15 or 8x10 delivered to your site. If you are remodeling your home or office or need to store merchandise and inventory at your business, you need to call Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage. We deliver, pick up, and store it for you. It's that easy, and there's no need to send your business out of town when your mobile storage needs can be met right here with people you know. Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage is located in Pitt County on Beast Oaks Road. It's a well-secured facility with a living manager. Fixed units range from 5 feet by 10 feet to 40 feet by 40 feet. We store boats, cars, anything you need. We are Pirate Supporting Pirates. Call Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage today at 321-2300. That's 321-2300.
When you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco. No matter where you go in Eastern Carolina, there's sure to be an attractive and always clean Trade Wilco Hess station nearby. For the absolute lowest prices on gas, groceries, and travel necessities, stop at any of the Trade Wilco Hess stations throughout Eastern Carolina. Keep your eyes on the road, but remember to look for the green and white Hess sign. The best part? No one supports the ECU Pirates more. So when you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco.
Come see Eastern North Carolina's largest selection of Jeeps here at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive the all-new 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee for just $349 a month. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep across from the Cracker Barrel in Greenville.
All right, sports time here on Talk of the Town. Coming up, our interview with the guys from the Washington Sailing School. Just kind of learning a little bit about what they're doing in Washington. Warm weather is upon us, and people, if you've ever wanted to learn how to sail, it's a real science. And we've got the guys here this morning that are running a sailing school in Washington, and we're going to give you the details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. First, though, let's do our sports update. And here with sport, we've got a lot of sports this morning. Here's McGee on sports.
Yeah, we do, and certainly unfortunate news for the Pirate basketball team Tuesday night, as ECU season officially came to an end with a 73-59 loss to Wright State. A.J. Packer leading 3 Wright State players in double figures with 20 points on the night. ECU connected on just 4 of 23 from 3. That's 17.4% on the night, which is not too good, and Akeem Richmond held to only 6 points in his final game inside Minji's Coliseum. Prince Williams leading the way for the Pirates with 20 points in the loss. ECU finishing officially now 17-17 on the year. Now the women's team hoping for some better luck tonight in postseason play as they will take on George Washington in D.C. in round 1 of the women's NIT. Tip-off set for 7 o'clock in that one. NCAA tournament, NC State beat Xavier in the play-in game 74-59 Tuesday night. 25 points from T.J. Warren, 17 from Ralston Turner in the win. Wolfpack advanced to take on the 5-seed St. Louis. Coming up, the Billikens on Thursday night. And tonight also, Iowa and Tennessee and Cal Poly and Texas Southern, the remaining 2 playing games for the NCAA tournament, which officially gets going tomorrow. ECU back on the diamond this afternoon, taking on VCU. The Rams picked up a 3-0 win over the Pirates in Richmond back in late February. VCU 16-3 on the year. The Pirates 10-10. First pitch is set for 6 o'clock. And Cam Newton, he'll be out 4 months. He's having surgery on that ankle for the Panthers. Got to get that thing right to get ready for 2014.
So he'll be ready by September.
He'll be ready.
But 4 months. I mean, this is March. April, May, June, July. So
that's significant.
He'll just be getting back in time for preseason, won't he?
Yeah, I mean, he'll miss pretty much all spring camp. And
how about that?
That's significant.
That is significant.
Yeah. So gotta keep an eye on that.
All right, 8:38, and our news and weather. Our sports update this hour brought to you by Suddenlink, and of course, Suddenlink's got all the March Madness. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But they also have the fastest internet in town, and speeds up now to 107 megs. That's fast internet. It's available in Greenville, Washington, and New Bern at Suddenlink, and they've got SL200 HD TV, crystal clear, high definition TV. And, of course, if you're tired of being stuck in the last century, you can get internet speeds up to 5 times what you have right now at Suddenlink. And some great video-on-demand movies right now, too. Yesterday, the 3 great movies actually started on video-on-demand. American Hustle, Frozen, and Saving Mr. Banks. If you haven't seen any of them, now available on Suddenlink On Demand. And don't forget, of course, NC State was on last night. I actually watched NC State on channel, I think it was 191 last night. It's 195 last night? Was it 195? HD 191. It was 191, yeah. So on regular TV, it was 195? How about that? Well, right now, that's where you need to look. Channels 190 to 197 if you want to watch any of the March Madness. Don't miss a single shot of the 2014 March Madness tournament starting in essence today. TBS, CBS, TNT, Truth TV, and on channels 190 through 197 on Suddenlink. Tune in for live coverage from the first round of the championship game. And, of course, also you can get unlimited access to all the games live at ncaa.com/MML. That's ncaa.com/MML. Then log in with your Suddenlink user ID and password and enjoy unlimited access to March Madness on any of your devices. And it's all live. Brought to you by Suddenlink. All right, call Suddenlink, 1-800. Got the number here somewhere. Hang on, I'll give it to you. How did I just lose that number? Well, look at Suddenlink.com. How about that? I give that number every day. How can I not remember that number? But you can find out at Suddenlink.com. All right, 8:41, 19 now in front of 9 o'clock. And when we come back, we promised you sailing information. If you've ever wanted to learn how to sail, we're going to tell you how you can learn. The Washington Sailing School is open for business, and we're going to be talking to them next about their big classes coming up.
Welcome to Truck Month at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lease the new 2014 Ram 1500 for just $199 a month. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep across from the Cracker Barrel in Greenville.
When you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco. No matter where you go in Eastern Carolina, there's sure to be an attractive and always clean Trade Wilco Hess station nearby. For the absolute lowest prices on gas, groceries, and travel necessities, stop at any of the Trade Wilco Hess stations throughout Eastern Carolina. Keep your eyes on the road, but remember to look for the green and white Hess sign. The best part? No one supports the ECU Pirates more. So when you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco.
Many people in eastern North Carolina suffer from diabetes. The question is, can the disease be managed before it causes harm? Are there lifestyle changes that can help prevent it in the first place? And can a health system really make a difference? At Vidant Health, we are empowering people with tools and resources to detect and manage chronic disease. Can diabetes education and management help members of your family lead healthier lives? The answer is definitely yes.
Oh,
Sorry.
hey, and check out that new look from Pepsi.
I don't know why, but today I feel a little bit different. Oh, I feel like I woke up this morning and I can change the world. I can change the world. I guess it's true.
Top Dog Academy is Eastern North Carolina's complete dog training facility. Top Dog provides an excellent environment for dogs of all ages with training services and work week daycare. Top Dog is located on Highway 43 South, just 4 miles from Bells Fork, and features a comfortable, healthy environment and a spacious facility for daycare and a brand new, beautiful facility for training. Call 752-8215 or visit TopDogOnline.com.
Come on out Highway 43 South to Top Dog Academy, where we know dogs.
Unlock the best life has to offer for generations to come. Introducing the Legacy Membership exclusively at Ironwood Golf and Country Club. As a Legacy member, you'll not only enjoy all the benefits of an active, family-friendly lifestyle, your children and grandchildren will enjoy membership status as well. Belonging to Ironwood is remarkable. Sharing it with your entire family is even better. Become a Legacy member today, only at Ironwood Golf and Country Club. Golf at its finest, life at its fullest.
Come see Eastern North Carolina's largest selection of Jeeps here at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive the all-new 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee for just $349 a month. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep across from the Cracker Barrel in Greenville.
Okay, if you've ever wanted to learn how to sail, listen up. There's now an opportunity for you to learn how to sail. It's the Little Washington Sailing Club. And I just realized you're calling it the Little Washington Sailing Club. I thought that was a misnomer these days.
Sailing school.
Sailing school, what'd I say?
Sailing club.
Oh, sailing school.
We
sailing
used
school.
to be a sailing club.
You were a club. Now you're a school. You're a charitable organization, a 501c3. Here to talk about that is Kevin Clancy, who is the director of the Washington Sailing School. I can't read my own writing. What does that say? Did I get your name right? Did I get your title right?
Yeah. Program director.
Program director. And Ann Cummings, who is the president of the Sailing School. I'm sorry, guys. How are you? Nice to see you this morning.
Fantastic.
Great to see you this morning.
Tell me
Thank
about
you.
the Little Washington Sailing School.
Well, we started about 7 years ago. A group of volunteers getting together, trying to bring kids to the water in Washington, youth sailing program. And we're starting our 6th season with it. We've had growth every year, big success. We've made a lot of changes this year, and one of them is Ann coming on board as the president, and that's been a big change, and she'll talk about some of the other things that's going on.
Let's hear it. What's
I came on board. I actually started volunteering 2 years ago, and now volunteered to be the president of the school. I'm a North Carolina girl, grew up in Burlington, and have been sailing since I was about 10 years old.
On the Pamlico or elsewhere?
I started sailing on the News, actually.
Really?
And then sailed in Annapolis, Maryland, quite extensively.
So you're really into it, aren't you? That's big time sailing up there.
So, but I'm really excited to be working with the Little Washington Sailing School. We are going to have kids this year from ages 11 to 18. We have 9 sessions that are beginner classes and 1 advanced class. The greatest thing is this year we have a new lead instructor, Zach Matthews, who has spent the last 5 years running the junior sailing program in Beaufort.
Okay.
So he's going to bring a lot of new things to the classes, and he works well with the kids.
So is it all about kids, or can adults learn as well?
It's all about kids.
It is. So this is not an adult sailing school.
No, and every day we have people come up on the waterfront and, hey, can we do this with you guys? Or where can we do this? And we top out at 18.
Okay, so it's teaching kids how to sail. And I understand also, Kevin, that you guys work with other organizations like the Washington Police Department PAL program.
We do.
So you actually, all the kids that come, do they have to pay, or do you have some scholarship programs too?
We have scholarship programs,
Yeah.
and that's one of the mission statements we have as a sailing school is to try to get anybody that wants to sail out on the water.
Mm-hmm.
So if you come to us and say, gosh, I just don't have the ability to make this happen, but I really want to do it, we've got the ability to make it happen and bring them out. And we worked with the Police Activities League last year, and the Boys and Girls Club in Washington, and just really trying to reach out to our community because we're on the water, and if you're little and you want to sail, you should be able to do it in our town, and we're trying to make that happen.
One of the great things about living in eastern North Carolina, particularly in Washington, you got such a great body of water to do that there. So, is it like ongoing classes? Is it summer camps? How does the program work?
It's more like a day camp for kids. They come in at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we have class until 4 o'clock in the afternoon with the break for lunch. Kids can either bring their lunch, or there's a place you can buy lunch at a reasonable cost. We spend as much time on the water as we can. We are working to have some indoor programs for bad weather days.
Okay.
We have 6 420 sailboats that are good for kids. They're two-person boats, and we can take a maximum of 12 kids in a week's program.
Great. And when does it all start? Is it started yet?
It runs just through the summer.
Just during the summer. I was wondering when you get these kids that are in school. So you wait till the kids are out of school, and it's a summer day camp program. It sounds like
you've got it.
Yes.
And it starts on June 9th.
Yeah.
And runs every week until August 15th.
Give the ages again for people, and it's open to anybody in eastern North Carolina that wants to come, right?
Oh, anybody we've had kids from overseas,
no
all
kidding,
across the country,
coming to learn how to sail at the Little Washington Sailing School.
Yeah.
All right, so what are
ages
the
11 to 18?
So 11 is the bottom end.
Yes.
Yeah, 11 to 18.
And it used to be 10, but that's a long day for a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
So we
and for the instructors?
Well, that's the truth, too. And we've just hired a second instructor this season, so we're going to have 2 instructors on the water. We used to have 1 certified U.S. sailing instructor and a volunteer. Now we'll have 2 certified instructors on the water with the kids all day.
So if somebody's listening in Greenville or a Hosky or Edenton and they want to sign their kid up for this, I want you to tell us how to do that. But it's a one-day deal. So what do the parents do?
It's a 1 week.
Oh, it's a whole 1 week.
1
thing.
week.
You said day camp, but it's for a week.
Correct.
So you bring them every day, and it's a day camp, and they learn for a full week.
Exactly.
5 days, 6 days?
5 days.
5
Monday
day
through Friday.
Gotcha.
And really on Thursday and Friday you can see it come together. I mean, it's just incredible watching these kids, some who've never been in a boat before.
Do the 11-year-olds work with the 18-year-olds, or you got them split up?
No, they all. 18 is unusual for us. I think the average age is 14.
So you get them usually 11 to 14, but it's up to 18 if they want to come.
Oh, for sure.
If they want to, we're happy to have them.
Right. Yeah.
We have a lot of kids that repeat. They'll take it once, take it again, maybe even a third or fourth time, and try to gear up to get in that advanced class at the end of the summer.
So you do have an advanced class later.
We do. The last session of the season, August 16th, I think it is this year, is the advanced class, and that ends with a regatta down at Broad Creek, the Dog Days regatta.
No kidding. That sounds like fun.
It is.
Now, what's the cost for the camp?
The cost is $225 for 1 week.
Okay.
And
again,
you can go online to the Little Washington. It's littlewashingtonsailing.org.
Okay.
And
you have a Facebook page also?
We do have a Facebook page.
Just
also.
to search Little Washington Sailing School?
That's it.
That would work.
Okay. Yeah.
And the application for registration and all the information about the school is online.
Very nice. Very nice. The Little Washington Sailing School. So $225 for the week.
That's right.
And that includes everything, all the equipment necessary. You guys take care of all that, and then they can just buy their lunch. You take them somewhere for lunch.
Correct. They just show up, and by Friday they'll have basic boating skills down and be out there showing off to their folks, hopefully.
Yeah. What is reasonable? What's a reasonable expectation for a kid who goes through the program and then is, after 1 week, would they be able to go out and take their parents out on a sail?
Well, I think that'd be a little optimistic, but certainly possible depending on the age and their interest in it. But I think they come away with basic boat handling skills, and they can sail by the end of the week. But again, we do have other kids a lot of kids that will come back and say,
Right.
well, you know, we want to do this again and get a little better.
So the ideal thing for somebody who really is into it would be to take the 1 week class, the 1 week camp, and then you have this advanced class that happens in August or something.
Correct. Now, it would be unlikely that they could take just one summer session, one camp, and then be ready for the advanced class. They would need probably two, maybe three.
Times.
Right.
So do you have kids that do 2-3 weeks at a time?
Oh gosh, do we ever? We had one girl that came every session one summer. That's what
Is that
she
right?
did all summer. Just
No
learned
kidding.
to sail.
So she was into it.
She won the regatta at the end of this.
Got a little expensive for the parents, but you know what? I mean, you know, all these kids, they go to camps now during summer, and you're going to do this or something else. So
Well, it's a life skill.
If this is what they like, this is it, right?
Sailing is something that once you learn and you become active in it, you can take it anywhere you go.
Yeah.
And it is a wonderful way to meet people, to get to know folks, as well as being out on the water and enjoying what goes on out there and appreciating what we have.
It's a great thing you're offering for folks in Eastern North Carolina, and we live in a place where God has blessed us with a great spot to do this, so we want to take advantage of it, right? All right, good. Do we cover it all? Anything else? Reiterate again, $225. How do you sign up?
Go online. Little Washington Sailing School search will get you there. All the information is there. littlewashingtonsailingschool.org.
Right.
And now, earlier you said littlewashingtonsailing.org, didn't you? Did I get that?
I'm probably wrong.
I think it's littlewashingtonsailing.org.
Yeah.
And
or just search Little Washington Sailing
That'll
School.
do it.
If you just Google Little Washington Sailing School, you'll be in good shape.
And you guys don't get any grief for calling yourselves Little Washington?
Nope.
Well, there's always
some people in Washington don't like it.
Right. There's always somebody. You know, we do what we can. It helps identify us.
See, to me, Little Washington is your identity, and people ought to embrace that because, you know, people, you know, you say Little Washington, people immediately know which Washington you're talking about.
Well, it's a little town, and we're blessed to live there.
All right. Kevin Clancy and Ann Cummings from the Little Washington Sailing School. Thank you, guys.
Thanks you.
Sounds like a great summer program. I hope a lot of people will respond to the interview.
We're excited.
Good to
Thank
see
you.
you. All right.
Thank you.
All right. We will be right back.
Many people in eastern North Carolina suffer from diabetes. The question is, can the disease be managed before it causes harm? Are there lifestyle changes that can help prevent it in the first place? And can a health system really make a difference? At Vidant Health, we are empowering people with tools and resources to detect and manage chronic disease. Can diabetes education and management help members of your family lead healthier lives? The answer is definitely yes.
Sorry. Oh, hey, and check out that new look from Pepsi.
I don't know why, but today I feel a little bit different. I feel like I woke up this morning and I can change the world. I can change the world. I guess it's true.
At the law firm of Hardy & Hardy, we don't simply take cases. We take your case personally.
I've been in several car accidents, and each time I've turned to Hardy & Hardy for help. They are honest, hardworking, and dependable. I've been satisfied with the conclusion of each case, and I would recommend Wayne and Charles Hardy to my family and friends.
You matter to us.
Protecting the rights of the seriously injured.
It's the #1 for everyone sales event going on now at Greenville Toyota. You've heard of 20% off at the mall and the big retail discount stores, but never before on Toyotas. Greenville Toyota announces up to 20% off MSRP on a huge selection of brand new Toyotas. Plus, get 0% financing on 9 new Toyota models, all with the Greenville Toyota Advantage. And we need your trade, so we'll pay you up to 120% of book value, guaranteed. Don't miss the #1 for everyone sales event with new Toyotas up to 20% off MSRP this month at Greenville Toyota.
Unlock the best life has to offer for generations to come. Introducing the Legacy Membership exclusively at Ironwood Golf and Country Club. As a Legacy member, you'll not only enjoy all the benefits of an active, family-friendly lifestyle, your children and grandchildren will enjoy membership status as well. Belonging to Ironwood is remarkable. Sharing it with your entire family is even better. Become a Legacy member today, only at Ironwood Golf and Country Club. Golf at its finest, life at its fullest.
When you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco. No matter where you go in Eastern Carolina, there's sure to be an attractive and always clean Trade Wilco Hess station nearby. For the absolute lowest prices on gas, groceries, and travel necessities, stop at any of the Trade Wilco Hess stations throughout Eastern Carolina. Keep your eyes on the road, but remember to look for the green and white Hess sign. The best part? No one supports the ECU Pirates more. So when you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco.
I'm your boogeyman, that's what I am. I'm here to do whatever I can.
Early morning. All right, thank you, Coach, for that KC and the Sunshine Band bumper music. We appreciate that. Thanks again to all our guests today, Governor Pat McCrory. If you missed the Pat McCrory interview, it will be posted later today on our new website. Our new information website. Go to greenvilleheadlines.com for all the news and the Greenville community. And we'll have that interview with Governor McCrory back up. There's some interesting things. He talked about his response to the grand jury on the Duke coal ash spill. Also, the response, he responded to Senator Lewis Pate's criticism of the new Medicaid reform plan. Good stuff. So that's greenvilleheadlines.com. Also, you can go there and click on Greenville Vital Signs and learn information about some of the medical practices in our community, including Atlantic Gastroenterology, Dr. Tom Sturgis, Dr. Ray Fountain, and Pirate Pediatrics, and more coming on that as well. So check it out, greenvilleheadlines.com. Excited about tomorrow morning. Dr. Tom Amon, the author of the new politics book about North Carolina, live in the studio. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday.